Hi, my name is Miss Kate, and today is Fine Motor Friday is going to be focused on fine motor apps. So you definitely don't need to use a tablet with your child. So if you don't have one, don't worry about it. I just thought I'd include some of the ones that I like today just to show, I know YouTube's a big draw on the iPad, but there are other ways that we can use it that kind of support our school skills. School skills, say that 10 times fast. What I will say though is that if we are using a tablet, I would really prefer that we are using a stylus. You can see I've got a little squishy end on there. And the key thing with the stylus is that we want to make sure that we're using it with adult supervision, because some of them have these little pieces on the end that we can bite and chew. And even though these ones are a little bit sturdier, in my opinion, parts can be broken off and be a choking hazard. So it's definitely something to do around an adult. The apps that I'm going to show today, some of them are free, some of them are not. Again, you definitely don't have to buy anything. This is just an option. I'll start off with one of them that has a both free and a paid version. All right, so here we have Writing Wizard. The free version, I think, just has the shapes and then some of the alphabet. This is one that I like because I feel like I can use it for a longer period of time, right? We start off with the pre-writing lines and all the different shapes, and then we build up to letters, capitals, then lowercase, then words. There's two modes. Free does not mean free to use. It means free to adjust your own settings, whereas 5-star, it kind of forces you to go through a progression of settings ending on the hardest setting, which is the 5th star. So it depends, where a child is at and how they are doing. Oh, let's see. It clicked out. That's all right. So I'm going to go into free mode, and I'll just go over some of the basic settings. So here we can adjust how hard it is, right? This is where those 5-star settings are predetermined, but we can play around with them a little bit. One thing that I'll point out is size, right? The size of the line. And we can also determine the thickness of the line. So I'll put it on all the easiest settings first. And then there's also, you can pick between having, I'll show you. So I can pick a color. So my line, let's see, would be green, or I can choose to have, let's see, little spinning objects, which are also fun. You know what is appropriate for your child. I'm just showing you the different options. And then we can play with the settings again. Some of the things that we can do is take off, let's see, allow stops. So sometimes the kids will make multiple little strokes trying to do one line. At this setting, if you don't go all the way down, it doesn't work. So this is just one of the apps that I enjoy. Definitely don't need to buy anything, but this is an option. I think there's a free version with the lines and some letters, and then I think the full version is maybe $4 or $5. This is another one of the ones that I like. It's called Ready to Print. I think this one, at one point I looked, and on Android it was $2.99, and on Apple it was maybe $10. I can't keep up, but it's got a lot of different options, which I enjoy, and you can grade the settings to make it harder. So there's, matching shapes, and you can start off with just a field of 2, and then we can make it harder and give more shapes, right, to pick from. You can see, that doesn't work. It just has a good variety. Generally, when I'm using this, I'm using it for the paths or the numbers, and then I use the shapes. And if we need a break, I'll go to ordered touch, because I find that a lot of my students find it calming. And it's just clicking in order. And it's quite satisfying, right? You've got the popcorn kernels turning into popcorn. And it's just an opportunity to, again, hold a stylus correctly and work on how we are holding things. And it gives you a little grade. This one's a little bit more of a Miss Kate app, because it gives you percentages and accuracy. But I enjoy it, so I thought I would share it today. paths. So tracing, right? Staying in between the line. And if you stay in between the line, you take the soccer ball to the goal. And if you don't stay inside the line, it gives you that visual feedback, right? So I'm a fan of this one. And there's lots of different lines as you go on. Okay. And then we have the alphabet. So what I'll say is this, in the settings, I'm able to change how big these letters are. So let's see, I'll go back. Let's see, size of picture. And then I'll go back and you can see that whereas Writing Wizard, you can make it smaller, but you can't make it as small as I had it before. This is definitely a larger settings. And I definitely don't expect all preschool students to be working on the alphabet, right? It depends on, where we are, or if we want to work on, kindergarten readiness. This just gives us an option to trace and then copy independently, which is nice. And we can make it smaller or bigger as necessary. And then free draw is fun. We can pick all the different colors. So we can, again, work on drawing independently. I can draw a square. I can draw a triangle. Make them smiley faces if I want. So that is the Ready to Print app. Okay, this one is different. This one is called Fluidity Free. It's kind of like a sensory bottle in an app. And what I do is I like to put the viscosity on high and the momentum on low, because then we can use it to draw lines, right? And they show up. And also it has some nice calming music, which I think is fun. Where's my volume settings here? Let's see. So that's fun. I enjoy that. So it's just another way to work on drawing. Again, you know your child best and whether this is something that's appropriate for them. All right, so that one was Fluidity Free. This one's Alien Buddies. I think this one was maybe $2 or $3, and it's got some different options, right? So dot to dot.
Connect the dots from lowest to highest. 1, 2.
Let's see, I'll switch.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
So you can work on counting, on connecting the dot. See, it doesn't let you go to the other one. It kind of helps us stay. And it gives us that visual cue of the next number being colored differently than the rest. And that is just fun. That's fun in my book. I also like it for matching, right? You can do color matching, alphabet. You can, let's see, I'll click on this. So you can match lowercase to lowercase, capital to capital, or capital to lowercase, which is fun. But let's see, I'll just go straight to color.
With the matching color to the pod.
All right. And let's see, if I put in the wrong one, it doesn't work. Now this can be a good thing and a bad thing, because sometimes the kids think it's really funny to put the wrong one in and they keep getting pushed out. But it's a fun way to work on, one, for me, just how we're holding and if we're holding nicely, and also learning the colors, right? Because if we want to make it harder for like colors or letters or shapes, let's see, I'll do shapes next.
Match the shape on the alien to the shape on the pod. Tap the pod to hear the shape. Then drag the alien with the same shape to the pod.
So for this one, we just tap. It doesn't show us what shape we want.
Square.
But it tells us that we want a square. So let's see, is this a square? Nope. But we'll bring it over here. So it's just another way to work on those skills of matching colors, learning what it's supposed to sound like. Also, numbers are an option. So I like this one. I think it's fun. Again, you know your kid and whether this is something they'd enjoy. All right, this is our last one for today. This is Dextera Junior. I cannot remember how much it cost. I'm sorry, but it's got a couple of options. So we have squish the squash,
Tap
right?
the squash.
Where they want you to tap. And it is fun. So squish the squash, and then we have trace and erase, right? So we can trace with our finger, or we can trace with a pen.
Arrow to the star.
So one of the things I like about this is it lets you go off, but it gives you that cue for the lines. And then when you finish tracing, so right now you have free reign. You can go off, you can be on.
Drag the eraser to erase the lines.
But when you've finished, this you can go off with the eraser, but it will only erase if you follow the line. So for some of our students who can't quite follow the line yet, if we help them with the first part, then they can practice their lines on the second part, because the eraser only works if we're erasing the line that we drew. Okie doke. And it's just got a bunch of different lines that we can try. And then there's pinch the pepper.
Using your thumb and index
So we're using our pincer fingers. And it just gets harder as time goes on, and the little peppers are dancing around. Okay, and there we have it. Okay, so that was our video for today. I just went over some of the apps that we use at school. Again, you don't have to use any of them, though if you do, I'm a big fan of using a stylus, but it does need to be used with adult support. For all the different apps, you know your child best, what they respond to, what is good for them to use, what's not good for them to use. So I just thought I would share some of the ones that I liked. And yeah, there we go. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Please let me know if you have any questions or concerns, or let your teacher know and they'll let me know. All right, bye.